This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Brad Summers from the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, Nancy.
I know you have your biggest fundraiser of the year, very important fundraiser. All your fundraisers are important, but this one is especially important because this is the big one.
This is the big one and
premier.
The premier of all of our fundraisers. You know, this is our 91st annual spring raffle dinner. You know, over the past 91 years, since 1926, this has been a staple of the Boys and Girls Club and the fundraising efforts that we put forth. You know, this fundraiser has impacted so many different people in the community, and we've had so many different people step up to support us, provide donations, silent auction items. You know, the board of directors. This is like their event. You know, this is the event that they take the most care of, that they, get their friends, their family, and of course myself and the staff and everybody else. This has become an event where, more people are starting to see and be exposed to the programs of the Boys and Girls Club, and with that comes more people that want to make an impact and help us.
Yes.
And this is a great way for someone to say, I may not do a lot during the year, I may support Humane Society, I may support other organizations in the community, but this is the biggest one of the year where the money that we raise goes right back to the kids. I've been on the show and I've said this before and in the past, but every penny that we raise goes right back to the children that we serve. And we serve over 1,200 youth a year that visit our facility. About 550 of those kids are actually active members, which means they come at least once a month. So the impact that we have can be easily seen through the numbers that we serve, the food meals that we serve on a daily basis, and of course just the impact talking to the parents and the needs assessment, working with the parents and the kids, finding out how we can do things better. And with more services needed to reach all of these kids, that's why this fundraiser is so important, because we need more and more capital on an every year basis to keep sustaining the programs that we are currently running. And they are making an impact, and the community is buying into more of what we're doing, which is an amazing thing. Since I've taken over, I've tried to bring in a different clientele of donors and supporters, but at the same time always celebrating the people that have been with us for years and years. So it's been a really nice collaboration, partnership, and a way to step up to help out an organization like the Boys and Girls Club.
And you talked about collaborations. You collaborate with so many different groups and organizations and nonprofit groups in our community. And just before we started taping, you were talking with our next guest, Ted from Habitat for Humanity, about some possibilities of things that you can do together. That's a great thing, because you can only help each other.
Well, we're so lucky too, because the club provides so many different outreach efforts, whether it be mentoring services, whether it be the volunteer program that we run, or any of the other outreach efforts that we're putting forth. So we're always asking people to come in to speak with the kids and offer their expert or professional advice about financial management or computer literacy, or trying to find opportunities for volunteerism in the community. And Habitat has always been a good fit, because they're always looking for kids, young adults to come in to help and things of that nature. So if we're able to provide a service to other people, and then it just all kind of works together. So it's partnerships are extremely vital and extremely important to our organization.
Well, and all these things we've talked about, and much more that we don't have time to talk about, is all provided for $10 per child per year, $15 for a family.
Yep, it's we've noticed, and I kind of alluded to it earlier, but we've noticed an increase of services. We've had, every week we're getting more and more kids that are coming into the facility, that are getting signed up. And I think, for the $10 a year for an individual kid, it pays for itself in less than 3 days coming to the club. So, we like to think that we're a great asset to the community because we're always trying to support the family structure, and if we can provide a safe environment and a learning and a caring, compassionate environment for kids on a daily basis, then we're helping the family structure, especially if that service is affordable. So, I can't we can't say how supportive this community actually is when it comes to sending or referring our services to other people or us vice versa.
Okay, we got to talk about this fundraiser before we get out of time. It's the annual raffle dinner. It's May 12th. It's at the Aplex. Tell me about the rest of it.
Well, tickets are $100, and they include dinner for two, drinks, and raffle entry with 10 different payouts. $3,000 being the grand prize. It's a fast event. It starts at 6:30 and it usually goes until about 9:30. But there's constantly tickets being drawn. There's side games that are going on. We also have silent auction items that'll be up for sale and to bid on, donated by the board of directors and donated by local sponsors and people in the community. And this year we actually, one of our board members, Lee Fitzpatrick, who's been a great asset to our board over the past year, he's actually working with Young's Arvan to do a silent auction table where, the people that they can bid on the table, and if you win it, you actually get your food served to you, your drink served to you. Basically, you don't have to get up to do anything. We're going to cater to every need you have. So it's a nice new element that we're adding to the event. And there's also some fun other items and giveaways that we'll do on the event, but I don't want to give away too many secrets. Okay, so it's May 12th at the Eightplex, and I understand that you will deliver tickets. Yes, please call me. I have some friends that love to joke around every year and say, well, I'm out in Alaska, can you come out there? And of course they're just joking, but anywhere within the realm of driving, yes, absolutely, I will deliver them. And anything to help out the kids. And they can call 356-0214 to get more information. And I know we've got about 2 minutes left. I know that you're preparing for summer programming as we speak. What's going to be going on? Well, we closed down for about a week and a half. It's going to be the first week of June this year, and that's the time when our staff, we evaluate all the needs assessments that we've conducted with the parents and with the kids about how to better suit the kids and the parents that come and visit our facility, and the programs and how to make them better. We do our first aid training, CPR training, and we have some localized training too that we're going to be going to teach about STEM programming, science in the classroom kind of things. And like I've always kind of touched on before, we're always trying to be a creative environment with the kids, and a little more unique than a traditional classroom setting. So much more hands-on kind of things, get the kids dirty, have fun, go outside, explore this beautiful world that we live in, and and having a staff that can provide these kind of things for the kids is imperative. So giving them the skills and resources to better suit the kids is crucial. So that's our main part that we do during our training. And with school getting out soon, I just hope that you're booked to capacity. Oh, absolutely. And we've got lots of kids already getting signed up for sessions and volunteer opportunities and all kinds of fun stuff. We're out of time. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Nancy. I'll be right back with Ted Fines from Habitat for Humanity following these messages. Hi, welcome back. As promised, my last guest today is Ted Fines, who is the Executive Director for Habitat for Humanity. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? I'm doing really good today, and it's good to see you. And I know we have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to jump in right away. Yes. What's the current status of the houses in Alpena and Harrisville? We are getting close to finishing on Long Lake Avenue. Okay. We're going to start painting. We have a partner family for that home. Yay. And we're going to be breaking ground on a new house on Spratt Street the end of this month, 1st of May. Okay. So it's really, really soon. Wow. And we have a new partner family in Harrisville for Swamp Road, and we're building a new house on US 23 in Harrisville. So wow. We've got a busy year coming up. You do have a busy year coming up. And I know you're also doing, in Posen, you're also doing a renovation. A renovation for one of the original Rosie the Riveters. That's amazing. Beatrice is 92 years old, and she was 17 when she started. She actually stood on a chair to rivet B-24s.
Wow.
So
Gives me goosebumps.
I know, it's really a fascinating story.
It would be. All right, then on May 6th, you're going to participate in Family Fun Day.
Yes, in Alcona at the Alcona Elementary School. The Family Fun Day this is the 3rd annual, and hundreds of people, hundreds of families show up, and all the agencies in the local community will be there, and it's 3 hours. I think it's between 10 and 1 on that Saturday, so it's a lot of fun. I've participated in the past.
Well, that's a great school, a great community.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, Alcona County is pretty wonderful. So,
Yeah.
and it's important that you're in those communities, because that's what hopefully you're going to get your volunteers and some
Yes.
funding from too.
Yeah, and we're doing a ramp right now as we talk.
Ooh.
In the last few days in Mankato
Okay.
for a veteran. So
Perfect.
Yeah, so it's there's a lot of things going on throughout the community besides Habitat.
And talking about lots of things going on, May 19th.
May 19th, we are honored to host the Habitat for Humanity Michigan Affiliates Council meeting in
Amazing.
Alpena at the Center Building in the lower level conference room. And it's happens every 2 months throughout the state of Michigan, and so we were able to host it this May the 19th, which is a Friday. But at the same time, we're also going to be hosting, collaborating with presently 12 agencies at First Presbyterian Church in Alpena for a community open house. So we're going to be appealing to the community for families, young families, older couples, retirees, whatever their needs are, or any questions they have, not only about Habitat, but NEMSCA will be there, Hope Shores Alliance, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be a fun-filled day. I'm going to be busy.
And you know, speaking about collaborations, you know, it's so very important, and I have to say that you're setting the bar on that. You're out and about, you're in their face, you're in their place, you're doing that, you're reaching all those churches, groups, and organizations, because as we talked about, you know, people know Habitat builds homes, and that's really what most people know about Habitat. So they actually learn your mission, learn that you're a Christian organization, learn about what you do. You know, they can't really buy into it, so it's wonderful that you're out letting people know the story.
And we mentor them. I mean, we assume that everyone knows how to balance a checkbook. Mm-hmm. And it's not true.
That's very not true.
So we do have families, young people come in, anybody's younger than me, but and they need that experience. They need that mentoring. And so we do offer classes. So we do have, in fact, when somebody does apply to Habitat for a home, if they don't initially get into the home ownership program, there is what we call the HOPE program, and it's free to take 16, 20 hours worth of classes, and that will get them hopefully into that home ownership program.
And the homes aren't given to them. They have a payment, they're responsible for
Yes.
everything, and they have to put so many hours of sweat equity in.
Yes, 250 hours per adult, and it sounds like a large number. A good portion of that can be handled by friends and family, but they are obligated to put in 100 hours in that home itself. So that's part of the skin that we expect to have them put into the whole project.
And you have a whole new line coming into the store, to the Restore.
Yeah. The Restore, if people have not been to the Restore recently at 400 West Chisholm, it is really had a makeover. And one of the new products, we've had 2 new products recently, but the newer one coming in the next few weeks is Urban Leaf Lumber out of Whitmore Lake. And they contract with DTE Energy and Consumers Power to take all the wood, and rather than throwing into fills, they're recycling it. So on consignment, they are building these displays and all sorts of wood, slabs. I'm talking about slabs that are 3/4 an inch, 1.5 inches thick, 8 foot tall. Some of them are just round pieces with all the wood edges and all the different woods.
The live edges, yeah.
Elm, maple, oak, pine, bass. It's incredible. And It's going to be really, really nice. So look, we're going to have that up probably by the middle of May.
Okay.
So stop into the Restore, please.
And you know, a lot of times people think about volunteering and they think, oh, well, there's nothing I could do, but there really is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could fix a meal, you could bring cookies, you could bring refreshments, you could bring snacks, you could answer telephones, you could help with fundraisings, you could work at the Restore.
Work at the
in the office. There's so many things that someone could do. If it's an hour a week, you'll take them.
Yes, definitely. We have volunteers from in fact, we just nominated one of our volunteers who's been doing it for 12 years. He works over 40 hours a week volunteering on the homes. It's amazing. And Roberta in the office once a week comes in. She's, I don't want to say her age, but she is incredible. So it's really a blessing.
If you're a landscaper, a builder, a painter, anything, please give Ted a call and come on down and help with all the new builds you have going on everywhere. And you know, feel good about yourself at the end of the day, knowing you're doing a wonderful service to a wonderful family in your community.
I do every day. Feel good.
It's amazing. Ted, thank you so much for being here, and you know, congratulations again on all the wonderful things that are happening at Habitat.
Thanks.
Thank you. Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster. I'm president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest this morning Brian Dawson, UAS instructor at ACC, and Tyler Britson, UTT student at Alpena Community College. Welcome to you both.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes. So there's been a buzz in the community, and you know, it has to do with drones. And Brian, you've been involved in a really interesting thing working with students in the UTT program involving drones. Could you share with your viewers what that's about?
It's been really dynamic. A lot of changes the last couple of years, and we've had some seminars at the college on drones, and it's been evolving a little bit with the program. We've done some outreach educational programs at the high school, but now the thing most recently, under new FAA rules and regulations, we're working with existing students within the college to get their drone pilot's licenses. So we've been working with some great students, having a lot of fun, and on top of that, still flying the drones with some of the other programs. And I'm sure so far it's been really fun, good success rate on passing of the tests, and interesting some new students and meeting some great kids.
So Tyler, tell us about the test, and I assumed you passed it.
Yep, I did pass the test. It varies a lot from student to student. Some will just have general questions on theirs. I had a lot of mapping questions on mine. I think it was about 60 questions, and you had to get over 70% to get the license, to be able to apply for the license.
And how many hours do you think in the classroom and test practicing with a drone did you put in?
It was about a 4-week class. We did went over all the chapters in a book. We were able to have like a remote pilot book, unmanned aircraft pilot book, and we went over all the chapters, and probably we got a little bit of flying, and went out and tested on the field, inspected the lines a little bit, got to fly the DJI that the school had, which is really fun. It's kind of interesting how it works.
It is, and I appreciate you advertising for Alpena Community College and the Lineman's program. I had referenced UTT. We're so familiar with it, Utility Tech, but it's a great program at the college. And tell me, if you would, or either one of you, how drones are part now of line work.
It's actually, it's really new. Obviously, drones, the last year or two, it's been changing rapidly, actually monthly. And following the trade journals and following the industry, obviously the easiest and most common use now is just short line inspections, where they'll have it in a truck and they can take it up and just do a visual inspection. But it's evolving beyond that around the country, where they're looking at potentially flying for long distances with fixed-wing drones, carrying variable payloads like infrared sensors to look at insulators. And there is a conference in Chicago in 2 weeks, and utility companies from around the company are gathering at that one conference specifically to talk about UAS and drones and how they're being used, platforms, the missions that they're doing. So we're going to be a part of that and attend, and hopefully glean some great information to help what we're teaching to our utility tech students. And they're kind of at the cutting edge of all this too. So it's really neat. It's going to be fun.
That's great. And Tyler, as a utility tech student, and do you see that this license that you've passed and obtained, that being helpful to you in your career and getting a job?
Yeah, a lot of utility companies are actually starting. I believe like Consumers Energy is already starting to bring this into their company. I was just talking to Great Lakes Energy the other day. I believe that they're starting to bring it in to their companies as well. They purchased a drone. A lot of companies are just going to use it. It's a lot safer. Instead of sending someone up the pole to take a look at, do an inspection, they can just fly the drone, go check a few lines and come back if they need to. If they can't get their truck into there or it's not accessible.
Yeah, I think that you made some really key points there. The safety aspect of flying a drone up, and Brian, you had referenced the infrared camera that would tell you whether heat is escaping from a certain thing.
Right. Yeah.
Which could be a sign of a bad transformer, maybe.
A sign of like a insulator cracking.
Okay.
Making a short to ground.
And if you know how to fly a drone, you could do that instead of clambering up the pole and working around some real hazardous areas. Yeah.
And one of the interesting parts too is it's actually a requirement in the industry to have a license. A company can't just go out and buy the drone and then put them out in the trucks. By law, these pilots have to have their licensing. So this is kind of a good step up it's a resume builder, but they're at the cutting edge, but they can legally now be the guy in that company. They may be the first or second person in the company to use one. So it's kind of fun to be able to see that and realize that these guys are young and kind of get the cutting edge. So.
That is really neat. It's exciting, and I think for a lot of folks don't realize how integrated drones are into the current economy and definitely the future. So I have to ask you, Tyler, you and your some of your students recently went out to Nebraska for the Lineman's Rodeo competition. Tell us about that. That's always a great thing.
That was a really good trip out there. We had a lot of fun. We got to compete in the College Lineman Rodeo. There was, I think, 98 competitors out there all over. There's schools from like Wisconsin, and we were there. I actually was on the team that took second in the Hurt Man Rescue, so that was pretty exciting, being called up on stage to receive a trophy. And it was just an all-out blast out there.
You played some euchre on the way out, I hear.
Yeah, we played a lot of euchre.
And Nebraska, you were in the western part of Nebraska.
Yeah, all the way to the very west. We had our test was in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, where we stayed. And the competition itself was in Alliance.
Yeah. Nebraska's a long state, isn't it?
Yeah, it was about a 22-hour drive out there.
Yeah, but you had a great time.
Yeah, really fun out there.
Wonderful. And Brian, you're working on some really neat stuff. I appreciate your work with the area K-12s. You got some great press in the Oscoda paper this week about some work you did at Oscoda High School.
Oh, yeah. That's a real neat program, and for us to put it on, it's a lot of fun. And again, it is K-12, but in Oscoda we had a lot of juniors and seniors and some STEM classes and some robotics classes, and just to give them a short 2-hour course, an hour of academics and then an hour of actual flight time with some small hobby drones in the gym. And then we did some demos on some more capable drones on some DJIs, and they really are excited about it. It's a great way for us to talk about ACC and what's going on at our local college and some of the programs that may be using drones here in the future or will be using drones.
You betcha.
So it's kind of it's a great program for us to do, and it's a lot of fun, and I think the kids benefit from it.
I think they do too, and anything, as Tyler, you and I were talking about before we went on camera, anything you can do to intrigue people about the excitement of learning at a college is a good thing, and drones certainly are doing that for us now. So thank you to you both. I appreciate you coming out, and thank you for watching Talk of the Town. See you next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts, Nancy Smitham and Don McMaster. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on the community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.
The Talk of the Town furniture and set design are provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South in Alpena.